So as you begin, these are the things you'll need for your body paragraph in your research essay. You'll need an assertion, statement, or claim, an integrated quote, commentary, a second integrated quote, and then followed by commentary once again. I'm going to break all of that down. So let's start with the assertion. To find an assertion, you're going to look at your thesis to develop this. Your assertions in your body paragraph should parallel what you've already provided in your very first paragraph of your introduction, and all assertions might sound very similar. So on the purple on the right-hand side of your screen, that is my thesis, that cell phones should be allowed in the classroom because they provide educational resources, are accessible to students, and can encourage time management and study skills. I'm going to take that one thesis and then I'm going to break it into 3 separate sentences. Each of those bullets represents the first sentence of one of my body paragraphs. The first bullet, body paragraph 1. The entire paragraph will be about cell phones should be allowed in classrooms because they provide educational resources. The second bullet, cell phones should be allowed in the classroom because they provide an accessible resource to students. My third body paragraph, the first sentence would be, cell phones should be allowed in the classroom because they can encourage time management and study skills. So again, those are the first sentences of my 3 body paragraphs. Then I followed in with an integrated quote. And honestly, from a grading perspective, teachers look at this and we look for one thing. We look that you do not have a period between your quote and the previous sentence. So recently pointed out, comma, goes right into the quote. If you look at the second bullet, it states the author's name, Christian Rhodes states, may God, and goes right into his quote. Men are described as the sole cause of the war when. Gives me a topic, gives me the author, tells me what he says, and then it has my parenthetical reference, Rhodes 260. It tells me where to find it. If you watch the integrated quote video, it will go into more detail and provide you with more examples of integrated quotes. But at this point in the year, this is a skill that all students should have mastered, and it will be graded very, very specifically to whether or not you have mastered this skill. Let's move to the commentary, what comes after your quote. 3 or more sentences after the quote. You need to analyze the quote. Do not just simply restate the quote. You must analyze it. And use your rhetorical appeals also in these sentences when you can. Some commentary transitions that people can use. This demonstrates, this clarifies, this suggests, this signifies, this likely means. Obviously, granted, assuredly, admittedly. So if you're just sitting there not knowing what to write, put one of these sentence starters down. Or use the walls in Mrs. Stevenson's classroom. There are some sentence starters provided for you. But get something started and then finish the sentence from there. It will help the brain to kind of get in that process. Therefore, in final analysis, indeed, point in fact, and in other words are all commentary sentence transitions. So this is what my body paragraph might look like in my essay. Cell phones should be allowed in the classroom because they provide educational resources. Lindsay Stevenson states that students use their phones for taking notes, quizzes, and referencing information for projects. Then I have the end of my quotation, Stevenson in parentheses, because that's the author's last name, and a period. You can't quote yourself, but since I can quote myself because I'm the teacher, but you should be quoting your articles. Then my pink stuff there is all commentary. This suggests that when provided with proper directions, students can use their phones for academic purposes. Students often are unaware of how to access the academic information, therefore are more known for using phones for social media. Then I have my second integrated quote. Stevenson notices in her classrooms that, it goes right into the quote, students, when given the opportunity, can be very responsible with their phone usage. I only give on-task reminders similar to when I did not allow phones, which is very rarely. Again, I've got Stevenson, and then the period is after the parentheses, and then my commentary in pink. Many times, students are not trusted by adults and not taught how to use technology outside of their social lives. Admittedly, students will need reminders to get off Facebook or Twitter, but they are at least provided with productive alternatives while still being allowed to use their phones in the classroom. So I didn't even use 3 sentences of commentary for each quote, but I designed a pretty solid paragraph there by using the requirements provided for me. So remember, assertion or claim, embedded quote, commentary, embedded quote, commentary, and that should design your body paragraphs. Please begin now writing your 3 body paragraphs and use your thesis statement to help develop those first sentences.